Alrighty, hello friends. What's up? What's up? What's up? Druids, what's up? Cats, hey, how you doing? Edus, Taco, One Drunk Man, Salty, Designation Rock. Haven't seen someone use Tribosys 3204 and linears in a long time. Really? I use them a lot on linears. I actually prefer 3204 over 205 in general. Growing family, no on the way, yeah. Oh well, on the way is gonna be some time, right? Like on the way is like months. So yeah. Got the Stellar 65 and 12 and it's already shipped. Oh yeah? Already? Hell yeah. Look at that, space cables fulfillment speed is ultra fast. That's great. That's good to hear. Hey, the PCB isn't dead. Oh yeah, so surprise. I fixed it. How's that? I killed it and I revived it from the dead. I revived it from the dead. How? Eventually we found a few shorts, a couple of shorts. One was basically grounding it, like, you know, shorting to ground, which is why it was not turning on one of the microcontrollers. Because the microcontrollers, especially the smaller microcontrollers, like the smaller integrated chips, they have integrated circuits, like they have really like small pins, like even smaller than the main one. And those can be really easy to bridge. And so we found one there. I found one there and I managed to barely, you know, unbridge it basically. And magic touch, it's called a lot of flux. You just use a lot of flux and some heat, like soldering iron, you know. I just use my iron for that. So yeah, there was one bridge doing that, and then there's probably something else bridging like the columns, which is why they were not functioning. But yeah, overall though, the good thing is it all works. So it works perfectly well. All the RGB is going, you know. I can change the RGB if I want to. I can turn it off, I can turn it all the way off, I can turn it on. You know, yeah. And I can, like, you know, I can show you what it looks like in the dark. Actually, it looks great in the dark. Look at this. Check this out. It's not sweet. I mean, of course, it looks not as nicely diffused as a smaller one, but that's because, yeah, there's just more space to fill. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah. Alright, let's turn it back on. So yeah, so today I'm gonna be building a duck eagle. So yep, let's get to it. All right, let's get to it. Here's our switches. Everything's blacks with 3204. And some stabs there. I think they're Durock stabs. And here's our board. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. Yep. So here's a PCB, green PCB from Duck. You know, in the good old wrapped packaging here. A good old plastic bag. Viper Eagle 2.0 PCB with underglow LEDs, RGB LEDs, and pretty much universal layout support. So yeah. Nothing crazy there. And here's our board. So the brass weight is actually not normally included. It's actually normally without a weight, but the person who owns this board got a brass weight for it, so it can be attached internally. So it got attached internally, and that's a polycarb plate. Oh, I should have said polycarb. I just put plastic, but that's fine. Plastic, polycarb, same thing. So yeah, full polycarb plate for this. Pretty nice. Pork, yo, thanks for these 4 months. Thank you. Hope you're doing well. Oh, it is Friday, so exclamation, it's Friday. Hope y'all had a good week. Happy Friday to you all. Alright, let's undo this. Oh, wait. Hold on. A bigger one. And a smaller one. Alright. Yo, Nine Walker, what's up? How you doing, buddy? Yo, Gerald, what's up? Hello, hello. I guess I'll just undo all of them. One bigger one for this one. I'm officially a Singa simp. Oh, that's right. You got a board, right? Heard you got the Jaguar. Do you get it in, or are you waiting for it in the mail? I mean, you already confirmed the deal, I imagine. So that's why you're saying. Doing well, loving the uptick in stream frequency. Well, the uptick is because I'm not in, like, I'm not in the semester for school anymore, and also because I have a bit of a lull period between now and like the regular schedule. Once my regular schedule gets started, though, I'll be back into being like busy mode. So I'm basically just trying to squeeze in as much work as I can, like for like keyboard work as I can, while I have this luxury, which is basically a not vacation, but like it's essentially a long break, like a somewhat of a break, and just like more free time, especially like in the afternoon, evening. So yeah. Hey Jeff's Battle Station, what's up? Whoop. There is one of the these are one of the inserts for the RGB diffuser. Let's peel those off. Waiting for it, but Singa Simp is real. Nice, very nice. Well, it's not a bad time to be a Singa fan because sooner than later, Elaine Singa is planning to release a new keyboard called Kohaku 65. It's 65%, as the name implies. It's koi themed. It has these koi fish on the back weight, and it's gasket mounted, I believe. And yeah, new release at some point later this year. So not yet. Right now she's still messing around with prototypes, and she just did like a photo shoot for the prototypes that she got, but mostly for like color accuracy and all that kind of stuff. I'm not sure if those are the final prototypes per se, but basically we're getting ready there. So, and one thing that's confirmed is that I will be building one of the prototypes, one of the more earlier prototypes, which has going to have a different placement of the plate for compared to a full run, the production run. So technically it's gonna be like a one-off sort of experience in the sense that the plate mounting positions are actually gonna be different in the full production run, and the prototype is just gonna be, we're just gonna be doing that for fun and to show you basically what the board construction is like, rather than like, you know, if you ask me about, oh, how does it feel like and how does it sound, it's like, it's probably gonna be different in the full production run because there are gonna be things that are gonna be changing. We're just doing it kind of for display purposes and, you know, for people to join in and hang out and have fun. So we're gonna be doing that later in the year. I'm not sure when exactly, but soon. TM. I still haven't received like a notice of shipping or anything like that, so still waiting. Love that there's a lot of 65% coming out, but my wallet doesn't. The good thing is there's always going to be more 65% coming out, so you'll always have more opportunities. That's like something that I would emphasize. It's like that you think you're missing out, but there's always more out there. Like, I don't think you should fret too much. Yeah. Ocelot is lit as well. Yeah, I mean, Macropad, the Ocelot, is going to be also be coming out at some point soonish. Hey, Agile1, hello, my love. How are you doing, my friend? How are you? If you see Kyle one of these days, can you say hi to him for me? I haven't been in touch with him for a while. But, yeah. Ocelot only Singa I own? Hopefully you'll own another one. Another board. Like an actual keyboard. Full keyboard. Soon. Hopefully. I believe the Kohaku might be a raffle? I actually forget. But it's gonna be a group buy. I'm not sure if first come first serve or raffle yet. I actually don't remember. Maybe it was mentioned, but I just can't keep track of everything. But it's gonna be a group buy. And it's not gonna be unlimited group buy, by the way. So it's like, you know, she can only make as many as she can handle, which is not unlimited. Unlimited is a lot of work. So yeah, just as long as you understand that. I suck at first come first serve sales. Yeah, same. I do suck at them too. I've gotten lucky a few times, but it doesn't take away from the fact that I suck at them. So this is the case. It's pretty simple. The bottom is, God damn it. The bottom is a basically a angled ledge with cutouts. So this is for the acrylic. I mean, that's for the RGB to diffuse through, and then it has a inner slot for the weight. You could technically actually slot something in here with like double-sided tape, but it's just there for aesthetic purposes. And then the top part is just a top mount piece. Has like 7 mounting positions, has some LED holes as well, and then this polycarb or this cut acrylic diffusers. But yeah, so pretty simple. Actually, I guess I'll just have to keep them separated for now. I'm gonna see if the PCB has been ported over to QMK, because if it is, maybe we should just flash it over to QMK to make our lives easy. I suck at raffles? Well, raffles you don't have to suck at, in the sense that, like, raffles you just need to enter. So you technically don't suck at raffles, but neither you're good nor bad at raffles. Luck is just not on your side. But that applies for everybody. I think it's just like one of those things that, like, you just gotta keep trying, and it's fine. I think that there's always more to come, and you don't hit this one, but sometime when you're envious of that friend or, you know, fellow enthusiast who does get the thing you want, and you might think how horrible that is. You know, it's gonna be one day you're gonna hit it and they're not, and one day you're gonna be like, look, I got this, and they're gonna be equally envious, and that's it. You know, like, it just goes like that. I think there are just always more opportunities, and there's always a lot of boards out there. The weight looks so nice. Oh, you mean for the Kohaku? Yeah. What's the difference between a Fave 87 and a Heine PCB? J Perms, hello, thank you for the raid. Jax, thank you so much for the gifted tier 1 sub to Tree Leaf, thank you so much. The difference between a Fave 87 and a Heine PCB is that the Fave 87 uses a firmware called Fave Tool, so it uses a proprietary software to program it. So in other words, it's you know, proprietary to what, you know, the people who made that PCB, specifically Linworks in this case. And Heine H87, of course, it's actually the same footprint, so they both technically will fit similar boards, similar keyboards, so TKLs, right? One thing about the H87, of course, is just that it's, you know, produced in fairly large quantities. I mean, Heine always sells a lot, like, batches, and, like, along with vendors and stuff. And then QMK and V are compatible for the Heine Bush H87A. So that's or the Heine PCB rather. So yeah. Anyway, hello Tree Leaf, and hello Raiders. How are you all doing? How's the difference? Is the Fave PCB suck? I mean, I actually haven't had terrible experiences with them. It's true that proprietary PCBs can be annoying, though. I don't disagree with that. I mean, O2D is another example of proprietary software, like this one. So, yeah. I'm gonna go and check if on the VIA website if we have firmware for this guy, which is a Duck Viper Eagle V2 PCB, I believe. Duck Eagle Viper V2 via .hex. Look at that. Let's try to flash this guy. Hopefully it'll work. Pray that it works. If it does, great. Well, actually, you know what? I should still back up a hex file for the original O2D. So I'm actually gonna do that. I'm actually gonna back it up first. I should have maybe done this off stream, but I'll just do it on stream because, you know, we're already here. So let's first test it, I guess. That it plugs in and works. Okay, clearly works. Or at least it lights up, which is a good thing. I wish I could show you guys what I'm doing, but let me see if I can show you though. I'm actually not sure if it will show. So where's my firmware? What's for dinner tonight? I had early dinner. I had some noodles. Hey, Mark C. How are you? Oh, I see. Just nervous about building my montage. I see, I see. What was the... Let me go look into... What was the reset key or whatever. Flip button for the Viper. It's a caps lock, okay. Alright, so let me see if I can I share O2D here? Does it show up? Oh, it does! There we go. Okay, so here I'm on O2D. So here we can first open up. So you go to File, New, and then you go to Duck, Viper, Eagle, Custom V2 here. Oh wait, you can't see the drop down menu. Oh well, it doesn't matter. The drop down menu is basically gonna be right here. It's like it says File, Tools, and Help. There's File, and then you go to New, and then O2D Viper Eagle, and then it'll open up this thing. It's basically the default layout essentially. I'm gonna program like a few basic things maybe. Maybe I'll program this to pipe as it would normally be if that were the case. This key here would be a function layer, so layer toggle, layer 1, no, yeah, layer, no, temporarily layer is what I want there. And then we're going to do 7U, so I'm just going to control this to Alt, right Windows, and right control. That's fine. I'm going to do this left control just because. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna just save a backup of. So now we go to temporary layer, and I'm just gonna save a backup of this thing. So I'm just gonna do that for now. Page up, page down, home, and end. I just noticed the Stellar lives. Yeah, I repaired the Stellar PCB. We found some shorts, and it all works good. And yeah, it's good. It's good to go, basically. Okay, let's just put the F row on there. And already put the Lee here. Okay. I guess for now that's enough. Oh, caps lock. I'll just put it in the function layer. Alright, so I'm just gonna save a file. So you go to File. Oh, there's a menu called File here, and then you go to Save, and then it prompts you for saving this. And I can just name it. So I'm gonna name it like Eagle V3, and then I'll put the client name, and then oh no, I'll just put the date. So 2021 0430. And that's just gonna be a backup hex file. So this is just a backup hex file. But I still wanna, I'm actually just gonna upload it still. I'm actually still gonna program it with that. Actually, I should have maybe put the RGB toggles too. So I'll put the RGB toggles here. RGB, where's RGB? RGB mode. Yeah, RGB mode. And we don't need the rest. We only need RGB mode. And maybe I can do speed down and speed up. Okay, cool. Alright, I'll actually save that to that, and then so if you want to go to, you want to basically reset this PCB. Copious amount of grease fixes everything. Yeah. So I just use a lot of flux to repair it. Mr. Lightning, how do you get a good stabilizer every time? I'm just very consistent in my lubing for stabilizers. I just have mastered the skill of lubing stabilizers, and I'm just kidding. I'm not a master, but I'm decently good. That's all. So you hold the flip key. The flip key is basically like to put the PCB into bootloader mode, and then you plug it in. And then when you go to File, and then there's File, and then here says Firmware Upload. And then you can't see the window. That's the problem. But well, yeah. And then basically it's gonna say like connect, file open, upload, and then you hit connect and it'll connect to the PCB. And then if you hit upload, it'll it'll erase and write over the current firmware. So it's done basically. And like actually, like if I showed you some of the things that we programmed on it, if I go to like switch header here, there it is right above. Like this will work the way it's intended to. So like, you know, the T key works here, the backspace works here, you know, pipe, right alt key, right Windows key, you know, things like that. So it works. Left control, I just programmed it. So if this hits left control, that's good. So left control is programmed. So I can be sure that now it's actually programmed. Or like if I do an FN and an arrow key and like one of my HHKB style arrow keys, that should do up. Yeah, so it's programmed. So right now I have a backup of this hex file with the duck firmware. We can just proceed with this actually, but I'm actually going to try doing QMK VIA because why not? Okay, so I'm just gonna close O2D because I don't need it anymore. And then I downloaded the firmware file, the VIA hex file for the Duck Eagle PCB. Hey, Mr. Kupo, how are you doing? John, hey, what's up? Just noticed. How are you? All right, so for this similar thing, I'm just gonna open up the hex file that I want, which is a VIA hex file. So it's gonna be the Duck Eagle Viper V2 hex file. And then again, I'm gonna put this into bootloader mode, which is gonna be basically it's gonna be hold caps lock position and plug in. And then it shows up right there. It shows up add mega right here, right? Add mega 32 UA, which is a good thing. It's in bootloader mode. And then I can just flash. So it's gonna flash over on top. And boom, it worked. Great. So now, ideally, it's just gonna show up on VIA. And if it does, we're done. We're good to go. So for those wondering if you have a Duck keyboard that has been ported to VIA by Mac Marlin, for example, and it has VIA compatibility, then you can do this. But I always suggest you should back up your original firmware just in case you screw up something. You can always go back to its original state. And here we go. Here's our Duck Eagle Viper V2 on VIA, which is amazing. Where's Joe? Hello. Hello, hello. How are you? 3 months. Thank you so much for the tier 1. Okay, so we want enter, yeah, default, right. We're gonna do split right shift. Bottom row, we're gonna do 7U. And now we can program our layers. Just gonna do FN key here. Just the usual stuff for 60% for me, which is left control in the caps lock position. The rest is fine. Go to layer 1. I can leave the reset key and the toggle keys there. That's actually okay. You know what? I'm gonna move the RGB keys. What is this? RGB mode plus. Okay, no, I'm gonna move RGB toggle and RGB mode plus here, and then maybe effect speed. Does that? I'm not sure if it'll work in the Duck PCB, but I'm gonna put it there anyway. So we're gonna put the F row at the top here. We're gonna put the pipe key here. Where's the pipe key? Pipe key. Okay, F row. F1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I like putting my delete key here. I like putting my caps lock key here. And then I will just do HKB style arrows because I'm used to them. Oops. And home page up and then end page down. Alright. We should be good to go as far as programming goes. I can save this, go to save current layout, and just save a backup of it. And then key tester, and then we're gonna test it. All right. Hey, Lana, how you doing? Jeff, what's up? All right, so I'm pretty I mean, based on like the experience so far, it looks like this PCB works perfectly fine. We're gonna just now hope that everything is okay. So always test your PCBs before you even start building. It always takes a little extra time, but it's just worth it. Like last time, we bricked our Stellar 65 PCB because I accidentally must have bridged two pads in the microcontroller side of things while trying to reflow, and I managed to fix it, which is great news. But you know, things like that can happen. So yeah, always worth testing. And the good thing is we managed to also fix it. The underlying problem was also fixed. So it's a win-win situation at this point. Alright. Alright, great. So it works. Can I change the RGB here too? On VIA? Oh, I can. Let's do it maybe rainbow. Sweet. Awesome. Alright. Just gonna plug it now. We're all good to go now. PCB works on VIA, which is fantastic. You got a new Stellar PCB already? No, I fixed it. I fixed the PCB. I fixed the Stellar PCB. I fixed it was it the same night or the day after? Might have been the day after. But yeah. Yeah, we fixed everything. What do you do to fix it? I just had to reflow the microcontrollers again over a few times and use a lot of flux. But basically we managed to find test it with a multimeter. We were just trying to make sure that our capacitors and stuff were not dead. And we found that the voltage was being shorted somewhere to ground. So we had to find the short. So found the short and then eventually reflowed it. Took a little while. But yes, I had to reflow the MCUs, like the two of the MCUs a few times. And then the hope is basically like you try this and then you hope that the solder bridges, you can get rid of them. Yeah. Okay, so stabs. What is that bit that sticks out from the PCB? Oh, this part? That's for indicator LEDs. So this is for like num lock, caps lock, scroll lock, and then like layers if you want to. So you can solder some LEDs for indicators because the top piece has these little holes that have indicators on them. Very characteristic of the V2, V3 line of duck keyboards. Left shift, enter, and backspace. Are you going to add the indicators? Not for now. Not for now, actually. But I can. If the owner asks me to do so, then I might. Yeah. Having a layer indicator is kind of cool, yeah. Let's see, my most proud accomplishment is bending pins back on a CPU and fixing it, and that was intense. Whoa, that's actually quite intense because CPU pins are so small. So that's props for that. That's actually pretty bold of you to try and do it right. Yeah, that's actually like pretty nerve-wracking. Imagine just like ruining your CPU anyway. From that, yeah, that's pretty nerve-wracking. I use the end of a 0.3mm drafting pencil to straighten them. Oh my gosh. 0.3. So, Taco Game, you got a new coiled cable. What color? What color coiled cable do you get? Have you tried Whataburger, Diego? I don't think so. No. I've tried like the Impossible Burger. AMD CPUs are a bit more forgiving versus Intel. I see. May I send a picture? Yeah. Feel free to post the link with my permission. Oh, all black with a black connector. Yeah, very nice. Very clean looking. Very clean looking. Hey, Switch Witch Tanja, hello. How big is that tub of 205? Quite large. It's like the size of my hand. If you're wondering how much that is, it's quite a lot. It's quite a lot. I'm not sure. It's less than half a kilo probably, but it's still quite a bit. Why? If you're wondering, well, because I use a lot of it all the time, so gotta lube my steps, gotta lube switches. It just and restocking on it is just expensive and time consuming and annoying, so I just took the plunge and went for the whole thing. I can only imagine the cost of that tub. Yeah, it's like, yeah, several $100s if anything. Of course, this one specifically though was generously provided by, like, you know, a lot of the lube I currently have was generously provided by One Up Keyboards, local to New York, Staten Island to be specific. One Up Keyboards. They distribute Tribosys and Tribosys and 205 as well. So yeah, they helped me out on this one. The last tub I had though, so this is actually my second tub of 205. My first tub that I had was from switchmod.net. And it indeed do cost a pretty penny. Like, you know, it is like, you know, several $100s in lubricant cost. It's basically like buying a keyboard's worth of, like a keyboard's price worth in lube, which is, you know, quite a bit of money. Lifetime supply? Yeah, pretty much what you would consider a lifetime supply. But surprisingly, I do like use quite a lot of it, so like I will probably run out at some point if I were to continue at, like, you know, at this pace, or like, you know, if I were to just keep using it consistently, eventually I'll like most definitely like run out. It'll take a while for sure. It'll take a long time, but yeah, it's essentially a lifetime supply. Does lube go bad? Not I don't think the Crytox or the Tribosys formulas go bad. Or at least the shelf life is undefined. They're very stable compounds. So at most they'll separate a little, like the oil will separate from the greases, from the chemical binders and the grease, but you can just mix them back in together, by like physically. So like that separation is not that big of a deal because you can always just mix them back together until it evens out in texture. But technically it won't go bad. Yeah, just gotta give it a shake. Yeah. But yeah, like if you look at the MSDS or like if you look at the descriptions for Crytox, they don't go bad, or like they don't have a shelf life for them. Oh, this music's kind of making me feel like too chill, too tired. I'm gonna switch it to the age-old playlist in a bit. So just so that Druas can listen to it and go like pog. It's the playlist I've heard for years, just for you, Druas. Because they're unreactive with everything? Yeah. That one song. There's several songs, actually. I mean, there's many recognizable ones. Avo, thank you so much for the Prime Gaming sub. Really appreciate it. Canceling my Prime tonight, so I figure I'd make use of my final sub. Oh, you're canceling Prime? Congrats, you're free. You're free from the clutches of Amazon. Yeah, I mean, if you're not using Amazon enough, it's definitely not worth it. So it's quite the expense. So I don't fault you for that. Canceling Amazon Prime. Stick it to the Bezos. I mean, it makes like, yeah. Of course, like voting with your wallet is a thing, but I mean, when you put it if in front of like super mega billionaire rich people like that, it's like it's not even a hair. So it's like nanometric for them. They shrug it off like it's nothing? Well, it is nothing. They don't even shrug it off because it doesn't even get to them. Haha. That's the reality. It doesn't even get to them. They don't even notice it. Pretty crazy how that goes with distribution of wealth. It's absurdly crazy how rich some people are. It's interesting though. It's interesting to see how economy works. Capitalism and all that. So have y'all plans for the weekend? I'm not sure how the weather is in other places right now, but in New York City at least, today was a very pleasant day out. It was warm, but not too warm. It was like maybe like highs of 70. And then I'm not sure about the weekend, I need to check, but it definitely is getting warm now. And so for those of y'all Maybe you have plans to be outside for a bit. Maybe you're doing something indoors, but at least it's nice and warm, so like you can step outdoors for a bit, get some light and air, fresh air. 47 today, 81 this weekend. Let's go. Wow, quite the difference. Quite the difference. Mid 80s this weekend. Mid 80s is okay unless it's humid. Humidity is what makes it far worse. It was kind of humid earlier yesterday. No wait, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday was kind of humid during the day. It was actually like kind of nasty. But yeah, once it gets humid, that's when you're like F. It sucks. Yeah. Can't tolerate humidity. Where I live in the Bay Area, it's getting in the high 60s, which is very pleasant. Oh, high 60s is super nice. Hey Trinola, what's up? Gonna be around mid 80s for me. South loves its humidity. Oh yeah. Yeah, 80s and humid though, yeah, not great. And then once it gets even hotter, it's just unbearable. It's like suffocating. Can't get used to it still. Every summer. Am I early for once? Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah, we're just still lubing stabs. I wouldn't survive without AC in the summer. Yeah, for sure. It depends where you are, but yeah, in a hot humid place though, yeah, can't survive without. I mean, not can't survive, but it's really rough without it. It's just the humidity for me. For me, actually, yeah, the heat doesn't bother me as much as the humidity does. I just hate that sticky feeling and that like. Yeah, it's just bleh. Feels like I'm breathing water. Yeah. Omar Switch Club MX. ¿Qué onda, Diego? How's it going? How are you, my friend? Omar, ¿cómo estás? Sounds like Florida is not on the top of your list of places to live. Yeah, Florida is my is a place to visit in the winter when I want to escape the cold, but that's about it. Or when I'm like about to go like I don't know on a cruise or something. That's about it though. I wouldn't live in Florida. Ever, probably. It's too much. The thing about Florida though is not even about the weather. It's also like the general vibe also just doesn't just jive with me. So yeah, my ideal place to live is in SoCal. I see. SoCal is pretty big still though, so quite a bit of possible things there as well. But yeah, I mean, SoCal is nice for sure. I'm actually not sure where my ideal place is, but I mean, definitely like somewhere like a bit more moderate in temperatures. Or at least like, yeah. But for me, for example, I'm like a city person, so I don't mind. A city or a suburb is fine. But if I like too rural, I don't think I can stand, because I don't think I can be that far away from like a city or like an urban location for too long. I have already, but like if I'm gonna settle or live somewhere specifically, I would rather not. I would rather not. It's not really that big of a deal, but yeah. I'm okay with the earthquakes. I don't mind the earthquakes either, in the sense that I lived in Mexico City, where there's quite a few earthquakes every year. Similar to California, and anywhere that's near the Andes Fault, right? But yeah. Switzerland is nice weather, but really darn expensive. Yeah, right, for sure. Small countries and all, yeah. Miss living in the Rockies. It was so dry and nice. You can get machine guns there, so that is pretty sick. I'm not sure that's sick for me. I think that's sickening for me. I don't care for machine guns. I don't want a machine gun. I don't want a machine gun in the vicinity. I don't trust people. Alright, we're switching over. Oh, yes. Good old playlist. I miss the Swiss protocol isn't just hand out guns to anyone who can pick one up, and like in the USA. Yeah. I mean, Second Amendment things, eh? But even then, like I personally I think like I can see like gun ownership being like okay with, like I can be okay with gun ownership actually. I'm not completely against it, but the US I don't think it handles it that well, obviously. But so yeah. Like yeah. We don't need to get into the politics of it, but the fact is that the US has poor history of gun control. That's all. No more. Come to New Zealand, semi-auto is banned, uncapped fiber cheaper than New York. Oh. You know, I wouldn't mind living in New Zealand if I had like, you know, all of my basics need covered and could, you know, have an affordable salary and all that. Oh yeah, New Zealand doesn't sound bad at all. The nature there is beautiful. It is isolated from the rest of the world, but at least nothing like COVID will get there and kill it, you know. Like, you know, it certainly didn't affect New Zealand as badly as it did everywhere else in the world, for example. There's things like that. I wouldn't mind living in New Zealand, actually. I wouldn't mind at all. And in fact, when my grandpa visited and stuff, he was like, that's a place worth going to at least once in your life. I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, I wouldn't say that about any other place. I was like, wow, that's a very high compliment, especially coming from him. I was like, you have very high standards and you're saying this. Okay. Miss 10 pages. Is it nice in June, July? Well, June, July in New Zealand is gonna be a winter. Only downside is shipping costs as much as a keyboard. This is true. That's why I'm saying, if I'm well padded enough, like money-wise, financially, if I'm well padded enough, a life in New Zealand being wealthy enough sounds like fantastic. Wealthy enough, meaning like affording hobbies. Like hobbies like these are like in moderation. I'm not talking about you afford everything. I'm talking about you can afford things. Just like you can still pay things like the price, like those fees, without batting an eye like too much, I guess. Because it's true, I do expect to sort of pay like double on things because of because of import duties and shipping costs. Like I think that's it kind of is a no-brainer in the sense that like it makes complete sense because it is a very isolated country, relative to the rest of the world. But yeah, I would not mind. I totally would not mind New Zealand. That sounds like a wonderful place. Is there a way to remove stripped screw head on my 8X top mount? Ooh, that's tough. A stripped screw, you're gonna need to somehow get some friction in there because you basically can't turn that screw, right? So either some people have used like rubber bands, or some people have used like just tapped it. So like you basically like have to sort of carve into the screw so that something can latch onto it, and you have enough force to be able to turn it. A stripped screw is a very tricky thing. You could always that means like there's quite a bit of friction in there that might be bad. I mean, I don't know what the situation is exactly, but if it's like a dusty screw hole, then you could break the screw too. So it's like, just be careful. Make sure you're being careful and slow. It's nice in the winter. About low 30 degrees Celsius and mainly dry in the summer. Wow, that's so nice. Low 30 in the summer and dry is actually not bad at all. Not bad at all. Oh god, that actually sounds great. I wouldn't mind this right now, like for the summer. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Moon, hello. Dremel a Phillips head onto it. Yeah, that's a way to do it. Yeah, like if you can basically carve out the shape of a screw of a screw bit or a screw head, that would work. But it's definitely challenging. You just have to be careful and slow with things there. If you don't think you can handle it yourself, though, you might want to ask someone who is handy with their hands, or like is able to do that kind of work, like more delicate work. Because yeah, last thing you want to do is is basically strip it way too much that it becomes impossible to remove. Which or like would require like a screw extracting tool of sorts. How many keyboards do you think you've built in your life so far? I have a relative count. I think I've built around... Let's see. Let me check. I have a spreadsheet that I didn't log every single keyboard, but I have like all my like client stuff. There's at least 250 plus there. And then I've at least built like, maybe I've built like 400 or 500 keyboards now. 400 or 500 keyboards. Somewhere in that ballpark, I would say 400 or 500 keyboards. Duck PCBs are green now? Yeah, Duck PCB, the newest round of Viper and Eagle, I think came with this green one instead of the red one. Been a while since the last duck buy. Yeah, what was the last duck buy? The last duck buy is actually ongoing right now, I think, or like not ongoing, but like it's ready. It's getting ready to ship. I think the last duck buy right now is the Duck Orion V 2.5, which is basically like a reboot of the V2. That one should be shipping around now for the international one. I think that's right. I just don't remember exactly what it was. Oops. What's that case on your left? This is the Duck Orion. I mean the Duck Viper. The Duck Eagle. Oh god, this is the keyboard we are building today. This is the keyboard that we are building today. It's just a case. I'm currently working with the PCB. Is there a board you haven't built that has already run and that you would like to? Yeah, there surely are. There surely are boards that I want to build. I actually have not built a Rama U80. Although if it's hot swap, then there's not too much to build per se. I have not built a Rama M65B, for example, that I want to try because I used to have an M65A, so I'm kind of curious how the M65B compares. Or rather, how it turned out. How like the design has changed and whatnot. It's probably changed quite a lot, but I'm curious. What other boards have I wanted to build? There's more. Let me try to think about it. I've built EM7, Whale. I wanna build an LZRE or an LZSE, which are old LZ boards. I want to try building OTD boards, of course. I've built a 456 GT and a 360C before. I've built a Cheats, but I have not built a 356 Mini, for example. That's one I would love to build. Or a 356 CL. I have built a KMac. I only touched the KMac for a bit. KMac 1. I would love to build a KMac 2. LZFE, I've seen it in person before. It's okay. It's cool. Kind of gimmicky. Kind of cool. LZ Iron's kind of cool too. A bit gimmicky too. What else? What do you think of the UTD 356 Mini? Don't support fakes. Don't support counterfeit keyboards. It's just bad. Don't do it. I'm against it. That's all. There's no more to say. It's a clone. It's gonna work just like the original one, yeah. Like, yeah. If you copy things one to one, it's gonna be close, pretty close. Yeah. And it looks like they did a pretty close job for the UTD 360C, so I'm sure they'll do just fine for the 356. Anyone who can make a convincing clone should just make their own unique board. Yeah, it's like artisans. If you're gonna spend all that time cloning something, just do your damn original work. You can do better than that. But anyway, let's see. Anyone? No. Do you have any other hobbies? I see you have some audio gear. The audio gear is actually, I only basically got this and called it. So I'm not into audio specifically. I'm into photography a bit. I used to play taiko a lot more, but it's basically Japanese percussion, Japanese drumming, taiko. I used to do that. That was like my other main hobby outside of keyboards, but I currently haven't been doing it because COVID and all that, and just because of time constraints. But that's something I would love to get into, like music, basically. I love music in general. So that's one thing. What else? I mean, I would like to be a bit more outdoorsy and kind of do like hikes and backpacking and stuff like that. But again, travel is not super easy, so yeah. And locally you can do it, so that's fine. But I would definitely want to do more like outdoor stuff. Been kind of craving it recently. But yeah, like sports or physical activity, something that I would like to do more of, but that I haven't really had the chance to. Winter sports too, I want to try more things. I've only tried snowboarding, skiing, and it was kind of brief, or I haven't done it too much because I grew up in a, in Mexico, where it's like in the tropics, so it doesn't really snow much. It snows in like there's snow peaks, but that's about it. There's no way like you can have winter sports, for example. Yeah. Is there a board that has you really excited for this year? The Dolphin that just happened. If Lynn does a Dolphin Mini, I'll be super excited for that. I'm excited for the Rogue by Ion, by Poner, the designer of the Xeno and the Zenith and the Juby, for example. I mean, Salvation is definitely great, but now that I've built a prototype, it's also like kind of like I've seen it now. So that was actually something I was very excited about personally, because I personally have been really waiting for a revamp of tray mount, and I think Salvation really is like not to say because I'm sponsored or whatever. Like genuinely, I think that tray mounts are great because you have the flexibility of switching builds really quickly and easily, and Salvation really accomplishes that. Like it kind of moves the customizability level to the next, and then it also takes the design and kind of like improves on like the typing feel, which is what normally is the kind of like the offending thing about tray mounts, is that they can feel very harsh and stiff in certain cases. So that's something I really do appreciate, like genuinely, that they kind of takes that to the next level. Oh, I see. The switch is not fully closed. That's why. Vanquish will try to do the same to tray mounts, but for 65. Yeah. Like it's good to see that kind of work. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. It's great to see that in the scene right now. What else? I mean, I have to be honest. I haven't like kept up with everything that's going on. But just keep mentioning things, and I might let you know like what else I'm excited about. Like if there's anything that you think that was kind of hyped up / or that excites you in particular, tell me about it in chat, and I probably can remember some of the stuff that like I've probably seen it, or if I haven't, then I'll ask you more about it. But Yeah, I can tell you which ones I'm excited about. I just can't like quite formulate it right now in my head. There's some stuff I've probably seen that I was like, oh, that looks pretty cool, pretty interesting. Like I like what Gion's doing with his new work. I think that's pretty cool. Like Frog Kale and the 284 or whatever, that kind of stuff is very fun. I'm excited for whatever Ram is putting out, that 75% they teased. Yeah, I've seen that. Like, you know, I've seen like the renders, so those sound like super interesting too. It kind of has that like, kind of has a bit of that M60 vibe with the back, like the back weight sort of accent, and then but it's a 75% with the split Afro layout, which is pretty cool. I like that. I like seeing that. The 75% space has evolved quite a bit, which is super exciting. I remember being super excited for the Xeno because the Xeno was the first, like one of the first keyboards that kind of was like, you know, a first custom keyboard that was really touched upon the splitting the Afro and doing this like more, I guess more like not symmetrical, but yeah, maybe symmetrical sort of, but yeah, like a different organized layout for the 75% form factor. So pretty excited stuff. Yeah, so that stuff excites me for sure. Gasket 00 got another update this week, only a matter of time now. That's great. Yeah, I saw the updates. PCBs and Cerakote case are still waiting, I suppose, but I mean, yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. I'm glad that things are moving forward for that too. I mean, I'm sure, like, you know, Weeson, he probably doesn't want all that on his hands anyway, so. Any tips for someone looking to designing keycap sets? Yeah. First of all, take it slow. Don't just think that because something inspires you, that's the colorway you're gonna do. Like, it's not gonna work out the same way in a plastic form. Oh yeah, so that's a good one. Whatever you see in real life in like a different environment, like basically like if it's not plastic, it's gonna look different in plastic. Like, and also you have to consider, for example, like combining contrast is super important in keycap sets because legends are thin relative to the base, right? And so if you think you can see it, you know, you put two like slabs of color next to each other, obviously you can see a dividing line between them and the difference. But when you put very thin lines in the middle of a big color space, right, of this other base color, that contrast won't be the same. So you need to start thinking about how like you can make it like, you know, look legible. You also need to think about, you know, what colors go well together, of course. And then finally, like, it's important to try to recreate that, like with objects that you have, or maybe you can order a sample, or maybe you just need to pitch it to people and sort of see like where things are going. It doesn't have to have a theme. Not every key set needs a theme. I personally tire of the stories behind key sets. Oh, I was inspired by this and that. It's like, cool story, bro, but I just want a nice looking key set and that's about it. The inspiration is cool for like novelty design because novelty design tends to be informed from this keycap lore sort of stuff. But the colors themselves are kind of independent from that, and I don't care for it. Yeah. So yeah, those are some tips, I guess. And then, you know, understand how ICs and group buys work. That's super important. If you design is one thing, but you also need to know how like actual products work. Like, do your due diligence. Look at old interest checks, successful interest checks and successful group buys. How did they handle it? How did they handle criticism? How did they handle feedback? Did they handle feedback at all, if even? Are there any theme sets? Yes, there's like DCS green tea, there's taro, there's GMK Taro, GMK Tai Tea. There is there's like some matcha, another matcha theme sort of stuff. Yeah, I've seen a few. I've seen a few tea themed stuff out there. I've definitely seen some of that. The lore, bro. Yeah, the lore. The keycap lore. Yeah, I don't like that stuff. I really don't care for it. Like, if the reference is obvious, it's fine to refer to it and be like, oh yeah, this is kind of taken from this theme. Like, you know, like say GMK DualShock and obviously it looks like the PlayStation colors. Yeah, mention it. But if it's something completely random, I don't care for it. Oh, today's stab slap. Ooh. Oh, I'm actually kind of excited to hear this. I like how the stabs came out today. Vintage custom. True. True. I still like dogs though. We need some black tea theme set? What, like GMK Pooh Air. GMK Oolong. GMK Earl Grey. My LSV2 actually just rotting in the box? I mean, that's because you probably don't like the layout, right? So, like, you don't have real use for it. You just sell it. Just sell it. Why do you leave it rot in the box? Just sell it. Clear it out. Pass it on. Did Space Cable send you a replacement PCB already? No, I fixed the PCB. I fixed it. I managed to fix it. Yankar, the PCB designer, kind of guided me through a few steps, but basically we found the problem and we managed to fix it, and so we fixed it. Yeah. Your stellar looks beautiful. No, you look beautiful, and your stellar too. Right now I'm just waiting for CRP to drop and get everything. Yeah, same. Same here, same. Have you seen GMK Arch? Yeah, I've seen it. Prince Dynamite, what's up? 8 months, going strong. Yeah, thank you so much, buddy. Gonna be lurking. I've got clears to lube. Nice. What you lubing them with? Oil? Grease? RO59. Oh, pain. Pain, RO59. Gotta wait for that stuff. Love me a duckboard? Yeah. Duckboard's nice. Today's final later? Oh, you're almost done. Nice. Is your RO59 like relatively new? Because don't they have a shelf life? Oh, that one song came up. This is one of them. The batch from last year expires in like May, so literally like tomorrow, I guess. It's the end of. I mean, yeah, probably no big difference if it's like within plus minus a month or 2 or 3 even. Probably it's just like, yeah, if it's shelf life of a year but you leave it for 3, then probably not gonna work the same way. You know. Bought 2 vials of a fresh batch, but Canada Post facility shut down because COVID. Oh, frick, that sucks. But that sounds like a Canada Post thing. Not COVID, but Canada Post shutting down. Sounds like Canada Post. It doesn't really expire, it just bonds less efficiently. Yeah, like the chemical binders are not as good. Yo, Liz. Hey, Liz, how are you? How was your stream? What were you up to today? Welcome, raiders. I did not prepare a raid message because I was too tired. Oh no, it's okay. You don't have to prepare a raid message because it's fine. Don't worry about it. So you're tired. Well, it's Friday, thankfully. So I hope you had a good stream. I hope you're well. I suffered today. I hope your build is going better than mine. Wait, what happened today? Why did you suffer, or slash why are you suffering? You don't have to say too much, but how many boards do you think average hobbyists own? Define average, but I would say like a couple, 3, 4. I would say so, like 3, 4, maybe. For most people, like for most people who would call themselves hobbyists, I would say 3 or 4. Yeah. I would say 2 is like the person who is practical, who is like, I'm gonna get one for work, I'm gonna get one for home, and I'm done. Or it's like I'm gonna get one for travel and home, or home office, or whatever that is, you know, and that's it. But for a hobbyist who is like, oh, I enjoy collecting boards, I would say like, yeah, 3 or 4, at least. You know it's bad when you tell yourself, I need to call the collection to 10. Uh-oh. Yeah, let's not talk about that. The switches would not go into play for a solid like 2 hours. Oh no. Brass plate? Liz? Brass plate and what switches? That sounds awful. But at the same time, kind of wondering what board this is, and what plate, and what switches, and what did it have? Did it have films? Copper. Oh, copper, yeah. Copper can be tough too. Damn. Because the plate was pretty tight and it was gather on bottoms. Yeah, gat bottoms are definitely thick. PCB was even tight. Oh, so like everything was just not in the right place. That's like Mr. Keeb's level of collection. Yeah. I just need to touch up on the enter slightly. But otherwise these stabs sound really nice. Just the enter needs slightly more here. Oops. Let's see. Alright, there. Oh yeah, that sounds good. I'm excited. I'm so pumped. Metropolis with the crazy collabs, Rama M6, Key Cult. Yeah, it's that novel keys pull, man. That novel keys and Neflock pull. Whew. OP. Too OP. Please nerf. No, truly though. Yo, this board's gonna be pretty nice actually, I think. Today's build, I'm actually kind of excited for it. So yesterday, so I was lubing these MX Blacks, and I was like, they kind of feel a bit scratchy, but I think once I type on it with keycaps on, it's gonna be pretty nice. Just waiting for that though. Just waiting for that moment. Oh, I see. There we go. Didn't clip in fully. All right, let's just double check that everything's okay. Sometimes these cherry mix switches can be a bit iffy with clipping onto the plates. Do you do FC mod for stabs? I don't. I do not. I do not do FC mod for stabs. I haven't even tried it yet because I'm too lazy. There it is. There's my confession. Bro, I hate when that happens. I apply so much pressure to get every single one just in case. Oh, you mean like cherry housings? Yeah. Cherry housings are probably like one of the lousiest housings for switches out there. Like legit. They stretch too easily, they bend too easily, yeah. Maybe that softness is why they sound like they do. I love how Keycaps sound like Legos when they hit each other in the back. Oh, like this sound? Yeah. It's like digging for a treasure. Got my Hyperglides from 3D Keeps. Actually not bad after hearing all the horror stories. I was expecting the worst. It's a better way to participate. Expect the worst and get something nice. That's the best way to participate. That way you are pleasantly surprised when things happen, you know, in a good way. So, way to go. Alright, so okay, I'm just gonna put the switch here, so why not? This is an extra switch we have, so this maybe just board owner can just keep it as a sample switch. All right, let's solder. Let's solder, my friends. Alrighty. Whoop. I'm not fancy, no noise cancellation, so you'll bear with the sound of a wonderful fan. My fellow friend fume extractor. That's how we treat group buys? Yeah. Expect less, get more. Alright, so do I talk about all these group buys that are currently happening across all of these vendors? I suppose so. Maybe I should just mention them, but if you do exclamation sponsors, you can find all of the affiliate links, right? So if you're curious about a specific vendor, you should click on the link and check what else is going on, because I actually can't keep up with everything. Wait, hold up. Exclamation sponsors. I think when you've been doing this thing for a few, like 5 days this week or whatever, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of sponsor segments. Sponsors. There we go. I feel like I don't know very much about Duck. Do they still sell keyboards? Oh man, that's when I feel like a boom. That question just made me feel old. Yeah, Duck still makes keyboards. Duck is a Korean designer. They live in Korea. They have designed a very wide line of keyboards of all kinds of layouts. They're actually innovators. They're actually Duck is an older engineer / Korean designer. He resides in Korea and has designed a lot of different keyboards. Among them are the Orion. There's like 4 different versions of it. There's the Unicorn X Legend. There is the Viper, the Duck Eagle. There is the Lightsaber, the Blackbird, TCV3, Jetfire. What else, guys? Butterfly, Duck Mini. God, there's so many. Octagon. There's so many boards. So yeah, Duck has designed many keyboards. A very popular, kind of a legend, so to speak, as a designer in custom keyboards. Like, he definitely is a historical figure in a way, as far as his influence in keyboards, because he definitely has been the first to a lot of things, and people don't all recognize it. I think they kind of like that kind of history kind of has been lost over time too. Like, he kind of did this whole, like, he I would say he was the first person to really bring this whole idea of underglow and RGB into custom, into like the high end, or quote unquote, like, you know, premium, like, custom keyboard kits. Like, that kind of was like not as big, and he kind of really like put a very signature like look to his boards that like really made it stand out. Like, the Duck Viper and Eagle V2 brought in hordes of people into the hobby from like pictures in like r/mechanical keyboards. And he also was one of the first, like, he was like one of the first few people to produce like aluminum poker compatible cases. Like, he essentially was one of the first people to make the 96 key layout with the lightsaber. Same thing with the Blackbird, which is like a compressed 1800 layout. That's actually a novelty that he did. There's so many things. Like 75%, like maybe like he was like, I mean, he was not, I'm not sure if he was the first, but he definitely like was one of the earlier people to do like compressed 75% layouts too. At least in like the custom scene. He did a lot of stuff. Weren't Duck PCBs known to fail in the earlier days, if I remember? Yeah, it's not about failure, more so than people having a hard time programming them and such, but there were worse PCBs back then too. Like, there definitely were worse PCBs, but it was because of the Korean and English like language barrier. Basically, there was no like very accurate translation to everything, and so the people kind of struggled with programming their PCBs because, you know, we use proprietary software and there's a bit of a language barrier there and whatnot. So kind of, I think that's kind of what's attributed to it. The V2 line of PCBs definitely had a bit of a QC sort of issue, where like, you know, RGB LEDs would fail a bit more easily, or like pads would lift off a little easily. Probably like maybe the fab that he was using or he uses still, but I actually have experienced that less these days, but or like not less, but like I haven't experienced that in a while, like Duck PCBs failing or like pads lifting and stuff. But yeah, Duck definitely has a very long history in the community of custom keyboards, specifically Korean custom keyboards, and I think kind of got lost in time too, though, over the past maybe like 2 years, kind of got lost in time. But yeah, he's done a lot for sure for the community, and lots of new and cool ideas, I think, that Duck did, and that are very characteristic of Duck. It's like you see this thing, like you see the side of his keyboards, and you're like, that's a Duck keyboard right there, because it's like a steep 11-degree angle with this side that can have RGB diffusion. You know, like that's such a characteristic Duck design. Like, and the front diffuser too, like, and this like the diffuser that wraps around. Like, that's such a Duck characteristic design. Yeah. Still one of the best to do RGB, I feel like. Yeah, for sure. I think in the custom sort of scene, like, definitely Duck keyboards have that recognition for the RGB stuff. How would you go about getting one aside from Mech Market? Are they still being sold? I would say yeah. Mech Market, I mean, basically Aftermarket is the place to go to for Duck. Unfortunately, like, they basically just do the group buys every now and then. Maybe like 2 or 3 times a year they do group buys. They do a group buy in Korea and then a group buy in internationally through Keycaps. And then after that, yeah, you would have to search Aftermarket. But the Aftermarket price for Duck keyboards are actually not so bad, because people, like, there's a lot of keyboards out there. First of all, like, they usually do 100 or a few hundred keyboards per run, and also the aftermarket prices have never like really exploded like crazy. So I would say that you could maybe find some decent deals for some boards, like especially like for Octagon or Lightsaber, there's some spectacular deals out there. So like basically retail or even less sometimes. Eagle, I think like 60% of TKO tend to be pretty popular, so those tend to go for like at cost or a little above maybe. Yeah. But yeah, aftermarket is probably the place to go for you. I used to have Lightsaber V1. I used to have a Viper V1. I still have my Duck Butterfly, which is the numpad. I have a Blackbird with the HHKB blockers. I have wait, what other duck do I have? I have Duck Poker or Duck Mini V1, which is basically a case, an aluminum case for like poker style, like tray mount, basically. And it has these cool little insert brass weights on the inside, with these little like rounds that are basically 20-gram brass weights each, and there's like 5 of them or something like that, or 6 of them. Yeah, no, I have a history with duck boards. My first custom keyboard actually was a Duck Octagon V1. That was my first like MX like nice aluminum custom keyboard. It was a Duck Octagon V1 in blue gray, which I still have actually. I've kept it because of the sentimental value, and I actually like that board, and I've rebuilt it several times. And it's a lovely board. It's a tank, like it's so heavy. It's super heavy. Yeah. Does Duck still do GB sales? Yeah, he does. Do you watch sports, my guy? Depends what sports, yeah. Not recently as much, but I do follow some sports. I follow like football or soccer rather, I guess, since you're if you're American. But yeah, I follow like you know, soccer leagues or like the World Cup. I follow some basketball, mostly just playoffs and stuff. Baseball I don't really follow. Tennis occasionally for some Grand Slam stuff, but not too much. What else? Oh my, Alex! Oh, we have a lot of raids today. Wow, wow, wow. When his stuff first hit Keycap 6 or 7 years ago, or whenever, it made a big splash. Yeah. Duck made a big splash through Keycap for sure. But same did, like, it was also like with LZ and like all these other people too. Although LZ built a bad rep because of some of his buys. And like there was like the spread and gone incidents too, so yeah. But yeah, Pog, yo, Raiders, hello. Alex, how was your stream? What were you doing today? I actually don't know what you were up to today. I was not on Twitch before I started streaming, so I don't know. But shout out to Mr. Alex, who comes in with the raid, and he does amazing content, takes awesome photos. He's dabbles into a lot of different things, hobbies, from EDC to audio and photography, and yeah. But yeah, hello everybody. I hope you're doing well. He also hates potatoes. He is indeed a tater hater. Mashed tater hater. Because he does not like the texture of mashed potatoes. All the mashed potatoes are so fucking good. Whoa, did the RGB just turn off, or weird? And soup? Oh, not liking soup is kind of criminal, but that's fine. I won't judge too hard. I love soup though. God, I love soup. Soup is like the nectar of the gods in a cold on a cold day though. How would you hate soup? How do you feel about the Matrix Noah? I personally don't like the look of it, but some people do. I've heard it's kind of hollow sounding. Other than that, I actually don't know much about it. I'll be honest with you. I don't know too much about it, so I can't tell you too much. Aside from what I've, like, the little bit I've heard. Especially because Matrix, like, group buys and products are not as, like, widely promoted, like, internationally. People just find out about them through, like, the Instagram and, like, other spaces. And then, like, kind of like some people just have the ability to import or have contacts and stuff, so yeah. You know, I'm not gonna go through all the group buys, but I'm just gonna mention all my sponsors. The sponsors for the stream are Canon Keys, Main Data, Omnitype, Novel Keys, Prime Keyboards, Project Keyboard, Salvin, and Space Cables, or spaceholdings.net for that. I know that the website is not spacecables.com, so yeah. But yeah, just gonna mention all of them. And I think I'm just gonna mention some of the ending group buys for today. Some group buys are ending today, or like tomorrow, basically. So I'm just gonna mention those so that you don't miss them. I believe today is the last day, or tomorrow's the last day for GMK Blurple. For GMK Metropolis. So GMK Blurple is on Omnitype. GMK Metropolis R2 is on Novel Keys. And DCS Delftware is also ending, like today / tomorrow, and that's on Project Keyboard. Imagine not liking soup. Literally like 40% of Korean diet. Oh, for sure, for sure. What would happen if we gave Alex potato soup? I mean, he might just not like the experience, but I don't think he will. I cannot imagine Alex being violent or overly reactive about it, because Alex is a good guy. My friend has one, asked if I want to buy it off of him. I don't know much about it, so I was like, yeah. So then, you know, if you're not too sure, then Salvation ends next Thursday. Yes, indeed, Salvation. There's about a week left for Salvation, so keep an eye on that if you're interested in it. $295 from Novel Keys or from Salvin directly, but Salvin ships from EU, so that's important if you are buying from the EU. Yeah, I think the other stuff that's ending, I don't see anything else. I think new things are starting. I believe GMK Beige and White and Black Cyrillic are opening. Tomorrow. So that group buy is opening on Canon Keys pretty soon. Do you win all of your bongos or buy and trade on Mech Market? Of course I buy and trade. Almost everyone does not win. Almost everyone does not win. That's a fact. So yeah, I've won a few, but I also have traded for a bunch. So yeah, just how it goes. Just like everybody else. It's a steal for $300. I think the Salvation is a great case for the price, for sure. And you know, I mean, of course, there's going to be some bias, but I'm just trying to say, like, generally, I really do think it's a nice case. I'd be interested in Salvation, but the Bakineko is kind of holding me off right now. Think owning both is worth? Only if you're willing to try both. I think that's what it is. If you're limited by a budget, choose whatever your budget calls for. Don't force yourself. Go for whatever you think is worth trying. If you think that the Bakineko is all you need and that's what's most effective for your personal budget, then, you know, then just keep it at that. If you think you want to try more, go for more, but do it within your reasonable means. Don't force yourself. Don't be irresponsible. Don't be stupid. You know, like don't risk yourself or your financial health. Just don't do that. If you have 300, then Salvation. If you have 120, then Bakineko. They're both great boards. Yeah, so Well, you know, Alex and other people always say you should at least have a few times the amount of money that something costs so that you can justify purchasing it, because that way you can say that, you know, you have some padding and some financial space for that, like the ability to buy something and not, you know, suffer and, oh, I can't pay my rent, things like that. Just don't do that kind of stuff. Be responsible. I love my crying bubble. Oh, that's a cute one. Yeah. Wobster really geek. Yo, Raddies, thanks for the 9 months, dude. Thank you so much for the tier 1. How do I mod my Dell Rubber Dome? You don't. You don't. I mean, if you want, you can try, but you'll probably break it before you mod anything. Probably. Alright, let's test this out now. Can confirm Bakeneko is very nice, but I didn't think I'd like 60%, but I'm actually loving it. I could buy the Salvi and not be stretched thin, but I have 4 keeps now, so, well, there you go. You make your decisions as you go, and I'm sure you'll be okay. Trust your gut. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't want to impose a certain view. I just want to say, you know, trust your gut. If you regret it, then you regret it, but you'll move on from it, and that's fine. There'll be more keyboards, and you'll be like, oh, I guess I didn't really need it. You know? So, it's cool. It's cool. Oh, I might have not soldered that one. Whoopsie. Yep, I forgot to solder 1 pin. So let me do that. That happens for talking too much and not paying enough attention. Okay. There we go. Buyer's remorse normal? Yeah. Just normalize that remorse and you'll feel okay. There are things I haven't bought and I've regretted, and that's fine. Whatever. Life moves on and then you find better keyboards for you. Alright, there we go. Alright, it works. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. It feels good when things are working. We're actually on pretty good time. 2 hours in and we're basically done. And we're just gonna type on it, assemble it and type on it. So we're actually pretty good on time. I usually am a bit slower because I'm talkative and get distracted and stuff. Yeah. So I'm not gonna put indicators for now because I guess I just don't know if I should. So no indicators for now. Maybe later. Hydrate, sure. Here's my water. Are you any group buys this month? Are you joining any next month? Yeah, I am. Let me see what I'm in. I need to open up like the spreadsheet. I am in. I got No the Duck bundle. I got GMK Striker round 2. I got GMK White on Black Shine Through. I got the Linworks Dolphin. I got it in burgundy. And I got a GMK Fuji desk pad. Yeah. Thermal Plus. How's it, stellar? Stellar is quite stellar. It's great. I really like it. Well, I mean, I think for the price, the stellar is actually a pretty nice case. More importantly, it just sounds pretty. I mean, it's like sounds like acrylic cases normally do, and it looks pretty good. Even though the layout is not necessarily my favorite, but it's actually pretty good. Wait, hold up. I think I tightened it too much. And I think it's not aligned properly. Wait a sec. I don't feel too good about these threads here. There we go. All right. I was highly concerned the dolphin was a little too pricey for me. Wait. Oh, was that too loud? I'm sorry. I apologize, y'all. I just have it around. I always use it, so sorry. Kind of used to it for myself, but I didn't realize that the mic would pick up too much of it. Sorry about that. I need one of those rocket thingies. It's on my gear list actually, exclamation gear, and you'll find it on my Amazon list. It's actually there, because I use it for like everything. So yeah, you should pick one up if you haven't. It's actually pretty nice. It's slightly offset. A lot less wasteful than buying compressed air. Compressed air cans are actually also not good for your use, because if you misuse them, you can introduce humidity to your like parts. It's not good. I personally don't like using canned air for that reason and other reasons too. It is very wasteful. There's a safety hazard to it. There's a lot of things to it that I personally don't like about canned air. Oh, well, I mean, I don't have an air compressor either, so yeah. But yes, Instigator, the Stellar lives. Mr. Spoos is quick. No, I fixed it. Instigator. I fixed the PCB. Space didn't, Reagan didn't have to ship me anything. We fixed it. Isn't that fantastic? This alignment, okay. No, it's just the way the case design is. It uses these countersunk screws, and there's no alignment tabs, so you just have to align it yourself. Boom, there we go. All right, so that's it. So today I do have a suggestion for a key set. It's up to chat whether you want it or not. My suggestion for a key set for today is not Hyperfuse. It's actually OG Desko. I'm feeling like putting OG Desko on this. OG Desko double shots. If you don't know what that looks like, let me show you. It is beige. How do you like that? Always beige? Beige always looks great on silver though. What to do with the short right shift? I have RGB mods. I can go get it. So that's not a problem. All right, I guess it's already decided. I used to have the track point version. Oh yeah, there's a track point version too. In retrospect, shouldn't have gotten rid of them. They're nice, yeah. I mean, beige is like always kind of fits a lot of different things, so I just always keep them around. It's just like, it's just one of those things. Like I know it'll come to use, so yeah. I guess also for me, it's that I also kind of have a tendency to hold on to things. It's like that. I'll find use for it. Oh. We need to get some RGB mounts, which I'm gonna go get in just a second. Oh, we have a 70 space bar here. Okay, I need to go get these keys. So I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Yo, Tempest, what's up, my man? Anybody try those PME Texi switches? Nope, not me. I don't even know what they are. Look how clean that looks. Let's pick an artisan for it. Should we do it a gaff cap? We can do a gaff cap on this today. Oh, look at that. Cute boy. Alright. This is what we roll with today. We roll with the punches. We roll with the punches. Is orange an option? Oh, do I have orange? Sure. You mean like it'll kind of stand out, but we can do something orange. I think these are probably the options we have. Oh no, wait, I have one more. The Kipora is actually modeled after Tulip. So the Kipora also looks pretty good. The Clack also would look pretty nice. Candy corn. I like the candy corn, yeah. Let's do the Clack. Kind of feeling like the Clack today. All right. So good. Look at the lighting on the sides. Look at that. Oh, RGB. Oh, so sick. Alright, let's get our typing test up. There we go. All right. All right, that's cool. Okay, let's give this a shot. So today we have MX Blacks on a polycarb plate, and yeah, their lube which was 32.4, and I guess that's about it. All right, here you go. pretty close. 124. I actually want to do one more typing test because I realized I had my monitors, IEMs on. But let's do it one more time. Yo, Graph56, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Alright, one more time. Ooh, 129. Pretty nice. Good consistency on this one too. Sounds like a keyboard. Can I get your duck connect? You just have to look on the Mac market. There's no connect here. You just have to buy one on the Mac market or something. I would do the same. I don't have any particular connects. I just go on the Mac market and look for a decent deal. Yeah. Or you ask around, you know. Just do a one to buy and someone might hit you up. Alright, here are the mods. Alright, so that's what the board sounds like. Is that a typing website? Yeah, it's called Monkey Type. You can just do monkeytype.com. Monkey Type. Yeah. So that's what the Duck Eagle looks and sounds like. You can take a look, close up. This board sounds fire. It's pretty nice. Yeah, I do think the switches, they're not like the smoothest, but they are still pretty nice. I like them. But let's take a close look. Here's we have the front. Guys, if there's any Keyset designers out there, consider the best roll profile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at that R5, beautiful curve. Look at that beautiful profile. So good. So good. The back. The clack is OEM, so it sits taller, but yeah. But look at this side profile. Look at that beauty. Oh, R5. Imagine if this if this were R4, it steps less and it doesn't look like this nice curved profile here. But with R5, you have that nice curve. It looks nice and it doesn't feel that bad. People are like, oh, it carves into my fingers. Then you just need to raise your wrist a bit. You know what kind of plate? Oh, it's polycarbonate. It's polycarbonate. I put plastic because I wasn't sure, but it is indeed polycarbonate. Polycarbonate plate. Do you still lube with 3204? Is that just an old set of switches you had? I still do lube with 3204. These I lubed these yesterday. I lubed these switches yesterday. So yeah. Without underglow. So nice. Without the underglow. Yeah, I kind of want a Duck Eagle now. Kind of want one. It looks so good. It's so nice. It's really nice. Yeah. But I have too many 60. That's like my life, literally. I have too many 60%. I have too many keyboards, but I like them. Lost in transit? Haha. Yeah. Could do that. And then look at the RGB of this guy here. Oh, oops, the cable's like kind of tangled up here. You want all the RGB here today. Okay. Look at all the RGB. Boom. RGB on RGB on RGB. Oh shit, you fixed the PCB? I did. I fixed the PCB. How many keywords do you have? Undisclosed. More than 2, fewer than 100. Do you already do a typing test? Yes, I just did. I can do it one more time. I can do it one more time. Last time. After this, I'm gonna go. I actually need to get ready for some errands tomorrow. Okay, let's see. Focus. Alright, one more time. Let's give it a shot. right. Oops. How do I? How did I do that? Oh. All right. So that was that. What was the PC keyword he had with the matching pad? Oh, that's the Stellar 65. You can do exclamation Stellar, should lead you to the links for purchase. For those. Those are in stock, I think. They might still be in stock, so exclamation Stellar for that. Yo, chill game, how you doing, buddy? Is that GMK RGB add-on? Yes, it is GMK RGB add-on kit. This is gonna be, well, actually the blue and the red are actually PBT, but the blue for RGB add-on is maybe closer to like a darker blue, like a regular royal blue. I have it here. This is what the actual blue from RGB add-on kit looks like. Oops. Yeah. Yeah, these are some of the colors. I think there's some orange too, I think. Yeah. It's a nice accent kit. I think it's versatile, so it's nice to have around. But large tilt, the keycaps, these keycaps, this is OG Cherry Desko, or basically it's the same if you get like CRP and put RGB kit, the RGB kit, it's basically the same thing. CRP Desko and the RGB kit would basically be exact same look. These are just double shot keycaps though, like GMK. So, yeah. Would you say Stellar 12 is usable as a numpad? Yeah, you can use it. Yeah, you could probably use. You could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Period, like the dot 0, and then you could actually put the. Well, the only issue is like the plus and the enter. You would maybe have to put in a function layer. So you would have to at least program one key for a function layer, and then go from there. Yeah. So any modifier keys, you would have to do it on a function layer. Yeah. But you could do all the like alphas, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 0 and the dot. You could do them on the regular key map. But all the modifiers, you could maybe put function here and then like program it somewhere here in the pad. So you could like hold this and then plus, minus, enter, you know, you name it. Yeah, it's usable. I personally don't use numpads much anymore, but it certainly is usable as a numpad if you want to practice. Yeah, you kind of would have to practice a bit, I suppose. Yeah. Cool. This is sweet. It looks awesome. Y'all have any questions? Okay. I'm gonna look into who is streaming, and we can go rate someone. I'm pretty much done for tonight. I actually do have an announcement to make. So, let's see. Today is a Friday night. So, tomorrow evening, if I am available, tomorrow evening I will likely stream in the evening. I have some plans in the day. And tomorrow evening we're gonna have a Finderworks hyphen prototype being built. So if you have already seen a hyphen being built before, you are not going to be surprised because you already have seen it before. But if not, it's basically going to be a similar board like the one I built before, and then it's going to have probably different switches actually. So you'll hear different switches for that. So come by tomorrow evening if you're... I have no specific time just because I'm gonna stream as soon as I'm back from my errands and all that. So once I'm ready tomorrow, I'll be streaming. So yeah, hopefully I can get off work on time to see it. Okay, I mean I'll probably be doing it through the evening, so you'll probably catch even if at least the tail end of it. I would hope. Yeah, kind of like today. Yeah, so like maybe around this time, like streaming from. It's been like 2 hours and 40 minutes now, so like between like 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern time, and then 2-3 hours from there. Yep, that's what I got. Other than that, more boards coming in soon TM. Let me see what else. I do have personal builds that I need to do. I need to lube some switches for that. I have some that I have switches already lubed, but yeah, just trying to figure that out. And then I think for climb builds, there's some other stuff coming in, and yeah, more news soon. Will you be building a 7V? I did not get a 7V, but I know someone who did, and might be sending me one to build. So, yeah, I think I probably will be building a 7V sooner than later. Yeah, I'll probably be building a 7V at some point. Just don't know when. Skog reboot. Ooh, I've not seen the Skog reboot. I've never built the Skog reboot. That's actually that's an interesting board. Seen the regular Skog, but that was like a completely different board back when. But Skog reboot, I don't remember seeing one. Oh no, actually, well, I have never seen it. I didn't get the prototypes, so I would maybe be interested in building that too at some point. But yeah, that's all I got. All right, friends, let's go check who's live. We have MaxF. No, wait, I need to refresh that page. That page is not refreshed. Currently we have MaxAv, yes. MaxAv, Dr. Huru. Not sure what they're doing, so probably not. But okay, so I guess that's between MaxF and Dr. Huru. Max is doing a TX87 And Dr. Huru is making a solder fan. Oh, okay. So if you want to see, one person is building a keyboard, the other person is building an accessory that could be useful. So, yeah. Do you have a favorite cup? If so, why that certain cup? This is one of them. My Rantas cup. Because it's kind of like a funny joke. It's like an inside joke. There's a references channel in my server that has information about it. Just go and search Rantas and you'll probably find it. But yeah. Huru? Alright, we can go raid Dr. Huru. Raid Dr. I think it's underscore Huru. Alright. So again, thank you all for stopping by today. Thank you all for all the raiders who came in and stuck around for the build. Yeah, I'll probably see you guys tomorrow evening. I don't have a specific time, so just expect me to come in the evening, or if it won't happen, I'll probably put it in the announcements in my Discord server. Check out all my socials. I have a Discord server that you can join. I have a YouTube channel where I just put up the VODs and typing sounds. That's pretty much all I do on YouTube. I have an Instagram account, Twitter account, and a website. So, you know, feel free to check all the media there. Normally it's just pictures and stuff like that. So, and on Discord, there's normally a discussion for other things. I'm into anime and things like that. So if you want to talk about anime, there's an anime channel, there's food, there's other things. But it's a relatively chill and quiet server. So if you're into that kind of stuff, feel free to swing by the Discord server as well. But yeah, have a good night, everybody. Let's go raid Dr. Huru. Just say Miyagu raid. Oh my god. Lightning raid. Alright. Thank you, everybody. And take care. Have a good one. Sorry, Keyworm. You did miss it. Alright. See ya.